What's good, everybody? It's your boy Batman, and we got a Naruto reaction video. We are going to be covering a really awesome and incredible YouTuber. His name is Anime World. If you guys have not checked him out, make sure to check him out. It's about 16,000 subscribers. The man is moving and making moves. Really good Naruto content. Has plenty of other good content as well. But if you guys are mainly here for the Naruto vibes and all that, definitely a good guy to follow and subscribe to and check out for Naruto content. Now,
about the Rinnegan, its ability.
if we can just kind of finish the intro and not let the video go while we're talking. This video title is called Rinnegan Explained, and I really wanted to do a reaction video and kind of like go over it and to not only see what he thinks of the Rinnegan and kind of how he explains it and everything, but I don't know what it is, but I feel like there's a lot of people that really like to downplay the Rinnegan for some reason, and that really underestimate how powerful and broken it is, and like with all the users, obviously, we have Hagoromo, Madara, and fucking then Obito, and then, then you have Nagato, which in my opinion, he took the Rinnegan to a whole other fucking extent and really blew the water with most characters in comparison, in my opinion. And the Rinnegan's really freaking powerful. It's really crazy. Like it really is insane because a lot of people think it's just useless, that it's just, oh, it's a Rinnegan, whatever, right? No, like, you guys gotta remember, the Rinnegan is crazy fucking powerful. It has ridiculous hacks abilities. Basically, it makes Taijutsu, Genjutsu, and Ninjutsu irrelevant due to the link vision. Fucking, with the Shinra Tensei consisting of all 5 chakra natures can literally negate anything it hits and basically send anything reflected or flying back. You know what I mean? Obviously, if you, are able to pull like a V2 moment and like use like your chakra and your body as anchors to kind of withstand the force, and then to reverse it, you can be able to cause a recoil. But if you ain't a V2 and ain't built like that, that ain't happening. You know what I mean? So you're basically gonna fly wherever it sends you. It's crazy powerful. It can literally in the data book it's stated as the invincible hand of God. Okay, like the Rinnegan's no joke. It can steal your soul. It can literally, see basically wherever you're at all fucking times, especially if there's multiple users utilizing the Rinnegan with the link vision. Like it has crazy fucking summonings. One summoning that is literally immortal and cannot die unless you have a Mataratsu, which is like the most broken fire style ability. The Rinnegan just consists of so many crazy stuff, and there'd be people out there that'll be like just being like, oh well, Tachi fought Nagato or the Pain, he would wipe the floor with him and destroy him. And it's like, bro, you're talking about the fucking Rinnegan. Like, it's the Rinnegan. You know what I mean? Like, if you compare the Mingekyo Sharingan to a Rinnegan, there's a big fucking difference. You know what I mean? It's literally the next step in evolution of the Mingekyo Sharingan. So it's like, I'll just never understand the disrespect that the Rinnegan can get. You know what I mean? And it's literally to the point where, like, people be thinking like people like Itachi, or even Obito, like Orange Mask Obito, in my opinion, and that they would just be able to smack like all Rinnegan users, and that, and it's just fucking irrelevant and inferior. And it's like, no, it's like people, I'm telling you, people sleep on the Rinnegan. So we're really going to check this video out. It's about 6 minutes and 29 seconds long. We're going to see basically all his takes, see all the information he kind of analyzes, and at the end of the day, I'm eventually going to make a video myself on how powerful Pain or Nagato is, because I feel like that character for some reason is disrespected a lot and really like underestimated. And then eventually I'm going to be doing a video on Obito, and this is going to piss a lot of people off, but it's going to be a video, and literally the video title will be why Obito is overrated, in my opinion. Okay, and I will explain, I'll go over all the, the feats and the facts and you name it, all that. And just for a heads up, guys, for all the Naruto peeps, what's it called? The Sage Mode Kabuto with his Edo summonings versus Orange Mask Obito, that will be in the works, and that video will come out eventually. What's it called? I am also going to be doing 8th Gate Guy versus Rinnegan Sasuke when he first has it and towards the end. Because I did a part 1 and part 2 of all versions of Sasuke versus Guy. What's it called? So I'm putting that out there as well. And I believe there was a Minato versus the Akatsuki. That was recommended by a person that's a pretty cool friend of mine, and his name is Simone Onichi. Shout out to him, by the way, and he really wanted me to kind of do a video on that and to have my take and to really dive into it and kind of just go over all the juicy details and X, Y, and Z, and basically how Minato would do against the Akatsuki all at once, and how he would do one-on-one with each Akatsuki member, and etc. So, you know, there's going to be tons of my own Naruto videos coming out pretty soon. Obviously, those take a lot more effort, research, homework, and production value, and, you know, that I need more time to do. But obviously for the reaction videos, you know, it's just a reaction video and it's going off my memory, going off from what is being portrayed in the video. And of course, you know what I mean, to what basically I know off the top of my head. So other than that, we're going to be getting into this video. Enough of me rambling on, and let's do it.
And its gazillion variants. Now, even if you know what it does, stay tuned, as I'm sure we're going to discuss some topics that you weren't necessarily familiar with. But before we do that, be sure to drop a sub and push the like button down the stairs, and let's jump straight into it. So,
I'm
since
already
watching
subscribed.
Shippuden, one of the more mysterious dojutsus to me was always the Rinnegan, right? Mainly because it seemed like there were about a gazillion different abilities that it gave the user access to. But first, let's talk about its origin, right? Essentially, the first person that we know of to awaken the Rinnegan was Hagoromo Otsutsuki, or at least that's what it seemed like early on, who was able to awaken it in his eyes due to being a child of Kaguya, who devoured the chakra fruit. And anime interpretations, he had a Byakugan like his brother and mother, then awakened the Sharingan followed by the Rinnegan, which his brother did not have access to, right? Although both were the children of Kaguya, it seems like Hamura, Hagoromo's brother, also inherited the Byakugan, which he was able to evolve into a Tenseigan rather than his brother's Rinnegan. They both kind of got their own different portions of chakra and two different primary dojutsu. And by looking at the designs of these dojutsus, it's quite apparent that the Rinnegan and the Sharingan clearly are derived from the Rinne Sharingan that their mother possessed. Now, the Rinnegan is obtained by combining Indra's and Ashura's chakras, you know, the children of Hagoromo, to obtain Hagoromo's power or a derivation of his power, such as how Madara obtained it. It can be implanted or can be obtained by being gifted a portion of Hagoromo's chakra, much like Sasuke did, and you could also be born with it by already being an Otsutsuki, but we'll get into that later on. Just to clarify, Madara was a descendant of Indra by being part of the Uchiha clan and was also Indra's reincarnation, right? So this is how he obtained half, or at least Indra's half of Hagoromo's chakra, and the other half was obtained by taking part of Hashirama's flesh, who was a reincarnation of Ashura, the other child. Now again, like I said before, it's worthy to note that these are not the only ways of getting a Rinnegan, as both Urashiki and Momoshiki had them as well. It seems like only specific Otsutsuki are able to awaken them, although all pure-blooded, natural-born Otsutsukis are able to awaken and use the Byakugan, right? This is a more specific dojutsu that's very, very versatile that not all Otsutsukis can use. The default Rinnegan, per se, is characterized by a blue-gray eye with swirl patterns around the eye, although there are some slight variations to this. In Sasuke's case, his Rinnegan seems to have Tomo patterns very similar to the Rinne Sharingan, although his Rinnegan has 6 Tomo, whereas the Rinne Sharingan has 9 Tomo. And his is most likely a more powerful variation of the normal Rinnegan, as like, for example, in one of the Boruto episodes, I believe, Sasuke is low on chakra and it reversed to a regular Rinnegan without any of the Tomo patterns in it. Also, it seems like other Otsutsukis who have obtained the Rinnegan outside of using Hagoromo's chakra can alter their Rinnegans and cause it to change colors, right? Again, in Momoshiki's case, he had 2 Rinnegans in the palms of his hands instead of his eyes that are initially red and become golden after he transforms or absorbs Kinshiki, right? In Urashiki's case, he can flip-flop between a red and blue Rinnegan, but also awakens a golden Rinnegan in his forehead after his own equivalent to Momoshiki's transformation. Now that we've covered what they are and how they are obtained, let's kind of discuss their...
So basically, for the most part, and going off my memory as well, he's basically stated nothing but facts. So, yeah, literally the only way you can obtain the Rinnegan is either from it being implanted, you mixing both chakras of Indra and Ashura, you know, or better yet, if you're an Uzutsuki member, you know what I mean, or if you had a Jesus moment and you're AKA Sasuke, and, you know, Hagoromo comes over and is like, here you go, son, have a Rinnegan Sharingan now, you know, whatever, Rinne Sharingan. So, you know, that's basically how it generally works. If there's anything I'm missing on that, I do apologize. You know, I'm not obviously going back to all the points in Naruto where at any point when the Rinnegan is just talked about, period. And I have not seen Boruto or read the Boruto manga yet, so I wouldn't really be able to do that far either. So, you know, from basically what he stated and from what I know, that's most definitely correct. Another thing that I don't know if he's ever going to bring this up, and I don't even know if Swag Kage ever even really touched up on this either. But another interesting fact that a lot of people don't know about the Rinnegan is it actually requires a shit ton of fucking chakra to use. So, like, for instance, like when Obito had one Rinnegan or one of Madara's Rinnegan, that man literally said because the eye required so much chakra and it was just so powerful, he said it literally almost made him lose his mind. Like, it was that ridiculous. And yet, we have people like Nagato, you know what I mean? Like, and he's over here just fine, just chilling. You know what I mean? Like, all calm and good to go. Clearly showing how crazy of the amount of chakra reserves Nagato has. And, you know, better yet, a.k.a. being Uzamonkey and just having such a powerful, unique chakra anyways. So, and life force. But yeah, the Rinnegan does take a big toll. So if you are not the user, it's pretty bad. So meaning for people like Kakashi, you know, or other people that don't really have large chakra pools or stamina, it might not do you too well. You know what I mean? You won't really be able to fully exploit it, you know? So you either need to be like an Uzamonkey, like Nagato, or you need to be built like Obito, you know what I mean, with Zetsu cells, or you would need to kind of, you know, aka be an Uchiha, you know, and, you know, a Uchiha descendant, you know, or an Uzutsuki member. So if I even said that word correctly. But yeah, that's basically how it goes. So I'm just putting that out there. But anyways, we're going to continue and let's get into it.
Power and abilities that come with them. The first instance of the Rinnegan abilities being put into action in the main story are by Nagato, who utilized 6 of the primary abilities, you know, 6 of the default abilities which he instilled into these puppet core.
Guys, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm always say this to any videos that this has ever been mentioned. I'm telling you right now, out of all the arcs and all entrances and anything that has ever been seen, I kid you not, Pain was so fucking... The concept of Pain and how it was utilized and orchestrated with being 6 paths, you know what I mean? Each having the powers. And them just being like mindless corpse and puppets just being controlled by chakra receivers. And then just having the link... Like, it was so fucking badass and so cool. The chills it gave me, the excitement, the hype, the craziness, the lore behind it, the mysterious, like, you know what I mean? Like, just like, huh? Like, and then the hype all around, you know, just the constant God, you know, references, or better yet, referencing back to Hagiromo, the Sage of Six Paths, which was, you know, considered a myth, and oh, there's no way, you know, like, so, I'm telling you, like, that shit to this day, oh my god, this is good. I don't know about you guys, but I fucking love it, and I can never ever understand the amount of disrespect or downplays or how people can really try to be out here and scale either Pain or Nagato and just shit on them like they're nothing. It just blows my mind. But Kishimoto did an incredible job with them narratively, how scary they were, how powerful they fucking were. You know what I mean? And just overall, just what they basically consisted of as a concept itself. So, like, I'm having a fan moment, but it was done so well.
Purposes, that shared vision known as the paths of pain, right? Starting from the first one, we have the Diva Path, whose abilities allow that Rinnegan holder to use extreme attractive and repulsive forces and can utilize jutsu such as the Shinra Tensei and the Chibaku Tensei, which can actually be used to seal away tailed beasts depending on the user. For example, when Nagato used it on Naruto, he was able to break out. Granted, it was not quite finished yet, and this was not being directly used by Nagato. It was used by Nagato's Diva Path, who was using it, which could have weakened it as well. But we see later on when Sasuke gains access to 6 pass abilities and the Rinnegan, he's able to use the Chibaku Tensei to seal pretty much all the tailed beasts. The Ashura Path allows for mechanically altering or enhancing one's bodies. You know, you can shoot missiles, etc. The Human Path allows for the Rinnegan holder to extract souls. The Animal Path allows for summoning of different types of...
So, the Ashura Path, I'm going to say this as well for you guys. The Ashura Path's no fucking joke. That man can shoot crazy-ass powerful missiles, has a crazy-ass, like, nuclear explosion beam thing that comes from his head, okay? Then has, like, laser beams that can literally, like, blow up a big-ass Shibaku Tensei, okay? You know, fucking literally has, like, all parts of his body can be weapons to pierce you and kill you. He can literally make multiple, like, faces to have, you know, extra vision and you know, to be able to basically cover all his blind spots and etc. Like, the guy is crazy powerful. Was able to sneak up on a Sagemo Jiraiya and rip his arm off like it was fucking paper. Okay, like, the guy is crazy fucking powerful. Crazy powerful. So, in all actuality, or, you know, in all actual reality of things, Ashura Path, he's just built different. That man is a beast. If you're talking about the 2 powerhouses, it's basically Tendo Pain, Ashura, and then I would say the Summoning Pain. Those 3 right there, they're no fucking joke. All the other ones are mainly just support types and stuff. They're still powerful and strong, but these three guys, they're beasts. So, but yeah, they're crazy, crazy fucking powerful.
Creatures who all seem to have the Rinnegan eyes, although they don't have Rinnegan abilities themselves. The Pretapath, who can absorb chakra. The Narakapath, who can restore bodies. Now remember that Nagato created these paths of pain, where he instilled each of them with one of his abilities, although he can use them all himself. I don't want you to get the false impression that a Rinnegan holder can only use one of these abilities. They can use all of them, right? These are kind of the base ones, right?
And another thing before he continues, guys, just think of this concept. Imagine if, like, Nagato never just lost his shit and was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna fucking cripple myself and put all these goddamn rods into me by summoning the ghetto statue and use the spirit dragon. He never had to fucking do that shit. But, overall, this is back then when he was, younger and probably, not nowhere near as powerful as he progressed when he eventually did the whole concept of the Path of Pains and etc. But, if he never even resorted to that, and let's say, he just used his abilities or fought Hanzo, whatever, still made him retreat, or better yet, just summoned the ghetto statue and just had that monster of a beast, which is the 10 Tails Husk, and just smack up everybody. That's all he had to really fucking do. Imagine Nagato still utilizing the concept of the Path of Pains, because we all know how crazy powerful Nagato is. But imagine him having the Paths of Pains, like whether if it's just random ninja with the abilities, or Jinjuriki with the abilities, whatever the case may be. Just imagine him with either like fucking the 6 most powerful Jinjuriki as the Path of Pains, or maybe even like some other legendary fucking ninja. Like, what would really be a good concept? What do you think would be the most broken Paths of Pains combo? Like, if any character was to die in Naruto and you were to make him a Path of Pain, what do you think would really be the best one to do? You know what I mean? Out of all the characters. And to be honest with you, fucking, like, that's something I would really actually have to give to thought of, like, what would be the most broken 6 paths of, of pains to have. You know what I mean? Like, out of all the Naruto characters. You know what I mean? And I won't count the Isuzuki members, because obviously, that's, come on now. But, like, when you really, really think about it, like, what would you do? Like, what would you really think of? You know what I mean? And I'll let you guys think on that and think, and of what characters you think would be the best. But regardless of that, imagine Nagato's having the Jinjuriki, like the 6 most powerful Jinjuriki. So obviously from 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, and 4. Okay. So you would have from the 4 tails all the way to the 9 tails, and then they're just passive pains. Like, imagine, I don't know, like maybe Naruto's mom or Naruto as a Tendo pain, and he just has, Rinnegan on both eyes, visual projection, and this motherfucker has like the 9 tails power, Shino Tensei, Chipaka Tensei. Like, just imagine how fucking powerful you'd be. It'd be insane. You know what I mean? Like, and then you have Nagato just pulling up with all these guys, and he can do all the abilities all at once. So, like, him and the 6 paths of pain. So, basically 7 people just pulling up on someone and going all out and just fighting. What do you do? You know what I mean? Like, that should be crazy, bro. Like, it would be really fucking wild. He would be a beast, in my opinion. So, that, I don't know. I'm just putting that out there to think about, kind of giving the Rinnegan concept more hype. But it'd be so fucking cool. Like, if Nagato really never got crippled, and let's say either he still turned bad or if he was, good still, whatever, and he obviously trained, got more stronger, and etc. He would be a fucking beast, dude. He would be a goddamn beast. And if he was to still, initiate, like, the concept of the Paths of Pains and have them with him as well while he's just kind of sitting in the back, you know what I mean? Or better yet, he's even fighting with them. Like, it would just be crazy. It'd be fucking crazy. Like, just imagine that. Like, he sends 6 Paths of Pains to fight, like, I don't know, fucking maybe Madara or whatever it is, okay? And they all die, right? You know what I mean? They give the guy a run for his money, whatever. And then he just comes back out while that person's kind of leaving. And they're kind of, tired and drained and exhausted and fatigued. And he just brings them all back. He's like, all right, go get them. like, that shit would be just crazy, bro. You know what I mean? And then, like, when they're finally, like, obviously gassed out and everything similar to, like, Jiraiya and whatnot, or Naruto fucking just bam, bodies him and he's dead. You know what I mean? Or better yet, if not Nagato's there as well, it's like, what the fuck do you do, bro? You know, so overall, what's it called? I just kind of want to put that up there. I think it's really cool stuff to think about and interesting, whether if you disagree or not. But yeah, so better than that, if Nagato was alive, he would have been the real fucking deal. Kind of similar to if Itachi never died, and basically how powerful he would have potentially gotten and grown, and how much of a threat he would have been. It would have been crazy. It would have been crazy how powerful they would have gotten. And like you guys got to remember, if we had like crippled white hair Nagato over here fucking blitzing, you know, Killer Bee and shit, and KCM1 Naruto and kind of dealing with them, and then he absorbs chakra, comes back to full like prime mode because his hair's red and everything, and he's not crippled and he's good to go, and he's a fucking Edo and he's just shitting on Killer Bee and KCM1 Naruto, okay, and then just makes them absolutely useless, embodying them both at the same time immediately. If he's doing that shit in Edo, imagine how fast, how powerful, and how crazy his jutsu levels would be if he was alive instead. Like, the guy would be a fucking monster. So, overall, I'm just putting that out there for you guys. You know what I mean? Nagato would be goated. But, either way, we're going to get back into the video. Let's get it.
Also, all Rinnegan users seem to be able to use the five basic nature transformations, form black chakra receivers, and use the outer path to revive the dead. I don't know if you realize, but they have a ton of abilities, which is probably why they're not commonly used, because they would just be too overpowered.
I'm really glad he mentioned that. The black chakra receivers are ridiculous. They can basically pierce anything, and if they pierce you, you basically get restrained and you're fucked. Like, it's pretty freaking crazy.
On top of all of that, the Rinnegan can break the seal of the statue of the outer path and summon the statue, which is also pretty overpowered. Now, there are some specialized Rinnegan abilities that only some people seem to...
That statue is fucking insane, by the way. And now really thinking about it, if you guys think you know the answer to this, let me know. But how come like the summoning path of pain, or just any of the paths of pains, never summon the Ghetto statue? Like, you know how broken that shit would have been? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? Like, that would have been crazy. Like, and in my opinion, it makes sense for any of them to be able to summon the goddamn Ghetto statue. You just need a Rinnegan at the end of the day. And it's literally Nagato doing it anyways. So I don't think it would have to be the summoning pain either, you know? But either way, whether if it's a summoning pain or not, like, let's say he summons all those summonings and the Ghetto, what do you do, bro? like, what the fuck do you do? You know, so... I just literally just thought of that. And the fact that he never did that as a pass of pains, like, it's either he didn't think it was necessary, or he couldn't, or, okay, he didn't want to, like, expose, you know what I mean, the Ten Tails Husk and how powerful it is, and kind of, you know, bring a lot of suspicion and then more people to investigate what's kind of going on, you know? So, I don't fucking know. I'll let you guys be the judge of that, but, you know, overall, like, I just thought of that. But yeah, no. Anyways, the black chakra receivers, they're crazy. They're crazy fucking powerful.
Have access to. For example, Sasuke's Rinnegan seems to enhance his genjutsu capability. He also has an ability which allows him to switch places with any object or person in his line of sight, and he can use space-time ninjutsu. Pretty much all these which Nagato couldn't use with his Rinnegan. Now, Madara was able to use limbo clones, which work similar to the principle of shadow clones, but they're cast in another dimension and are invisible to the naked eye, but can be seen by another Rinnegan user. Now, this hasn't been explicitly tied to the Rinnegan, but it is most likely a derivation of its power, as Madara can use more limbo clones as he obtains another Rinnegan. And then we have Urashiki, right? Urashiki has a specialized Rinnegan which is red and allows him to use space-time ninjutsu, and can become blue to manipulate time, and he uses it to go back in time a few seconds to avoid attacks. He also has access to a variety of other abilities, mainly ninjutsu based, very, very powerful abilities. He also has a chakra pole as well, but that doesn't seem to have any direct correlation to his Rinnegan. It's a little bit unclear with Urashiki because he's kind of like an outlier.
One thing I also will say too, guys, if you are like the actual Rinnegan user and you have another eye, it makes you more powerful. It requires a lot of chakra, but it does make you a lot more powerful. We've seen that very crystal clear with Madara, okay? So that is another thing to also put into consideration as well.
So it's pretty difficult to tie some of his abilities directly to his Rinnegan, but we do know that his Rinnegan does turn blue when he's trying to manipulate time, but I just figured that would be something to note as well. So I think we pretty much covered everything that's very important regarding the Rinnegan. If I forgot something, be sure to let me know down below. If you've made it this far, be sure to comment Uchiha to be pinned on this video. Also be sure to check out my public Discord server, the hoodies down below, and most importantly,
is that Moniichi, bruh? Also, this exact same scene from 685 is expanded upon in the post-credits. Welcome to it confirms, Bob, yada yada yada. There are references of it too from doesn't Nishin make it canon. He's like, what is your argument for them not being canon? Don't follow the original storyline. Retsu is alive and... Okay. I know all that, but I love how Moniichi's in. That man is always involved in anything you could fucking think of. You know what I mean? Like... This man be in Discord all the goddamn time. Moniichi, I'm looking at you right now. Get the fuck off Discord. Why are you in this video? This fucking guy. No, he's a good guy. So.
Subscribe to cure my backaches. Now, having said that, I'll catch you in the next one.
Alright. Not too bad. Not too fucking bad. That's a pretty good video. He did, honestly, a solid job. Now, I won't say he stated fucking everything about the Rinnegan. I don't even think Swaikage did that either. He basically just did, a brief explanation on the common aspects of it, basic and intermediates. But to really get, really far into it, like expert and advanced, and to say all the juicy stuff about it, it's going to require a little more homework on my end. But, for the most part, he did a great job explaining what the Rinnegan is, the, capabilities, basically lore behind it, yada yada. And he did a good job. He did a very good job. So we'll kind of leave it at that. I hope you guys really enjoyed the video. And other than that, make sure to leave a like if you did. Comment your thoughts down below of how powerful you think the Rinnegan is. Who do you think is the best Rinnegan user out of all? Who do you think is the most powerful with the Rinnegan? And other than that, fucking shout out to Kishimoto for the Rinnegan, So subscribe for more content, guys. Subscribe if you love the channel. And as always, there'll be plenty more of Naruto content and other videos on the way. See you in the next one. Peace.